very good evening to everybody. I will request our Dean to talk about the scope of this MOU that we are going to be signing in very soon and how it came into this position. How did it emerge? What is the background of all this? I think our Dean will be a better person to explain, and then we'll get going with the work. Go ahead.
So very good afternoon to all of you. So good afternoon, Vice Chancellor Sir, Registrar Sir, Director Sir, and our Executive Director of Process, and all the scientists and all the faculty members of our department and the School of Engineering Technology and all other departments of the university who are here for the signing of this MOU. Welcome you all to this MOU signing ceremony. So to introduce this, it's a premier research and development organization which is focusing basically and primarily on cybersecurity and various aspects of cybersecurity. So it is a brainchild of our previous President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam. So he has been the visionary who said that there should be a separate organization to be focusing purely on cybersecurity, doing core research into cybersecurity. So it has been in his brainchild, and the SETS, that is Society for Electronic Transactions and Security, is directly comes under the office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. So with this background, and we have a core set of research scientists who are into core research and applied research in the area of various areas of cybersecurity related to network security, cryptography, and also conducting a lot of training and development programs to develop human resources in this area. So not only to get into some research collaborations with them, it is also to develop some human resources with respect to cybersecurity, because we wanted our students to work in the projects related to cybersecurity as well as to develop skills for the students and for the public at the large. We wanted to have an MOU with this reputed organization. So this idea of this MOU was mooted out at least in 2021, and through various stages of evolution, we reached a consensus as to what we will collaborate and how we will collaborate, and what are the aspects of this collaboration that we want to have. So basically it is about R&D. So since our department has a specific MTech program on network and information security, we felt that their association as well as their contribution to the research project guidance project, PhD co-guidance. So all this has been thought of in the collaboration. That is what is the scope of this MOU. And not only that, so if we want to, as part of their R&D, they are involved, their outcome of their research work is being used in the defense as well as many other government agencies. So we wanted to join hands with them to contribute to those kind of research, also to take our research to the contribution to the defense as well as to the various public sector organizations in the country. So that is also another intention why we wanted to work out this MOU. So as it has been evolved over a period of time, and we wanted them to get working on our teaching our courses. Some of the elective courses, specialized courses can be taught by the research scientists, as well as research projects we can involve them, as well as I mentioned, PhD guidance, they can be working as co-supervisors in the PhD project works. And not only that, we have at least 3 technology departments here who has cybersecurity and in core focus, including computer science, electronics. So they will be working from the perspective of hardware security, whereas we will be working from the perspective of software security. And we also have the Department of Banking Technology. So whose core interest is also cybersecurity, because from the perspective of banks, cybersecurity is another core topic of interest. So we felt that all these departments will be benefited by the MOU that we are getting into, and I think today is a defining day where we are finally realizing this MOU to happen. And thank you for the Executive Director and our Vice Chancellor and all the university authorities for approving this MOU and helping this collaboration to get started and progressing forward. Thank you everyone, and thanks a lot.
You can start introducing introduction of sets and sets team. You can do that.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, First of all, happy Holi to you and all the members over here. It's a privilege to be here with you, sir, and we are equally delighted, and it's a pleasure to handshake with this premier institution. And at this juncture where we see the research trajectory in the country, where it is moving from lab to field level deployments, these kind of associations are of prime importance. We have been closely working with other institutions, and we have realized that I've come with the key pillars of our organization. Dr. Prem, he is a senior scientist over there, who is a cryptographer himself and a mathematician. He heads a team of young scientists and researchers in the area of cryptography, cryptanalysis and post-quantum cryptography. And he also works in the area of recently evolved post-quantum crypto schemes and things like that. We have with us Dr. Reshmi. Again, she is working as a scientist here, and she is heading activities related to blockchain and incorporating crypto systems inside the blockchain framework, and recent concerns like ransomware, development of solutions for it and things like that. We have Dr. Natarajan over here. So he is heading activities related to quantum security, and we work closely with IIT Madras and various institutions in the country. We have already established the country's one of the important link between SETS and IIT Madras to establish a quantum channel. He is also working on other areas like QRNG, quantum random number generation, and true random number generation and things like that. We have our strong team on hardware security. One is Suganya, senior scientist. For some reason, prior commitment, official commitment, she could not join. She heads the activity on hardware security, which is very critical to the country when we are embarking the journey in the area of semiconductor. So we look at security concerns more from two dimensions there. One on from the side channel analysis and strengths of crypto systems and things like that. Another aspect of that is about analyzing the firmware vulnerabilities and implementation of hardware vulnerabilities and things related to communication security and things like that. So that is one area we have. And we have Mr. Tirupati, again, a key scientist from our organization, heading the activities in network security. He and his team have developed various important products in the country which have been deployed across various sensitive departments. We have our solutions like perimeter security solutions. Then we have the solution like intelligent, the virtual private area network, VPN, and CA software solutions are all gone to the field and taking it to the next level. It is at this juncture we had the privilege of getting connected with your institution, and we see the strength of the students, and we realize that there is a lot of synergy and momentum that we together can gather, and we would be able to build the solutions meeting the government's dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat and development of indigenous solutions. So we look forward for this collaboration. Yeah.
Well, friends, Dr. Natarajan and his entire team, I extend a very hearty welcome to them, particularly on a day when they are signing this very important MOU. I have always been maintaining that any MOU that we sign will always have three aspects. One, pertaining to the student exchange, in terms of that our students going to their organization and their students coming here to develop further into whatever areas of work they are into, to take that to a greater depth. That's one side of it. Second is the interaction that the academics will have it. Our teachers, our researchers, and their scientific officers or technicians or whatever way you want to call it, that is second side of it. And third obviously is that we develop joint collaborative projects, which in my opinion is the most important angle of any MOU. Students will go, teachers will also exchange their ideas, but unless we are able to carry out some joint projects which will lead into publications, of course, that's one of the, we call it byproducts. But then when you have joint projects, that is the real strength of an MOU. Then all these rest of the issues that you talk about in terms of organization of webinars, seminars, international seminars, or giving international projects or multi-level projects. All that are the related issues which any MOU will have it. But an MOU, in my opinion, and I've been highlighting all along, should not be dormant, number one, that we sign and after that we forget about it, just for showing to the world that we have an MOU with Pondicherry University, or we will say we have an MOU with SETS. It's not a prestige that is attached. An MOU becomes effective when it is an active MOU, where work goes on. I would be happy if our students will, those who are working for their research work, that they get into their organization, take the help of others and improve their quality, improve their knowledge of the concepts. So that's, if you can embark on these lines, I think our purpose of signing an MOU would be eventually a very successful one. As I said, once you sign, and even if 2-3 persons, active persons will get into the active mode, rest all will follow. But a beginning has to be made in an MOU. Nobody should take it that an MOU has been signed, therefore the story ends here. It is not that. And I have always been maintaining that we periodically should review, say every second year we should review.
Absolutely.
What is our progress.
Absolutely.
We should sit ideal and bask in the glory that we have an MOU, which I have been repeatedly saying. So the advantage of signing an MOU with SETS is that they are based here, they are accessible, anybody can walk across with their problems and they can walk across to our university for whatever best help we can render. Then it will have a purpose, which I am sure we will certainly have as we move on in this. The other important thing, which I think I will not mince my words on that, we have reached a stage where everything is open. I'll take it from the word front. If Ukraine says I have these, which Russia doesn't have, or Russia says we have it and they don't have it, I think the word has reached a stage where through our own networking we can completely x-ray what are they having and what others are having. And that has been amply exhibited by 2 organizations in the recent past. One, Pegasus, which could get into your homes and will come out with anything that one has. Second is this Heidelberg, which we have all recently learnt of. Now, they have not been given by somebody. It has all evolved within our systems. Persons who have come out with this, they are we people. People like us who have come out with a system like Pegasus. There are many others I will not name. I have named these 2 because they were in the news and our parliament got rocked because of these. So an MOU of this kind also has an additional angle, that if there is a functional university and there are certain disgruntled elements who are hell-bent on spoiling the academic institutions through means of the kind that I mentioned here, through remote means, that should also be curtailed. I am unfortunately putting it. Today also we received a mail. One of our senior deans is here, active person is here. He received a mail giving all kinds of threats. Fine, it's a democratic country. Everybody has a right to do whatever you wish to. I don't mind if somebody stands out and starts abusing me, that's his fundamental right. But when you put it in writing and you're sending across, we are duty bound to go to the bottom of that where it originated, where it reached, who did it. I have always been appreciative of the fact that the best ordinance or the best law that could have been brought into our system has been the law of RTI. Best in the last 70 years. That it is open. You can get any information. Of course, we have marred that by bringing in certain things. You can't get into the defense area. You can't get the access to the notings on the files. Of course, for right reasons. Because problem with us is that when we get too much of freedom, we cross our boundaries. We don't realize that this lady is my wife and I don't have to abuse her. We cross those limits. So there we have to keep the boundaries, and in order to keep those boundaries, we need to have some checks here, that if RTI is there, it is for our benefit. It is not for harming an individual. We are not taking that. We are taking RTIs to trouble the people, not for the benefit of any institution. We are shooting all these emails not for benefiting anyone, but for troubling the institution. When somebody realizes that an institution is functioning very well and it is on the rise, some people have a sadistic pleasure. If the fan is very properly moving and one is enjoying the air, they'll put a spoke into that and it will come to a standstill. Now the result is one would have a pleasure, I stopped it, without realizing that what damage the individual has done. Of course it will be rectified, you will pull the smoke out, it will become functional, but the loss that one incurs, it is everybody's loss, it's a country's loss. So I have always been maintaining, and I have maintained it earlier also, that when there is a thing of this kind, we should get to the roots of this and find out where the origin was, so that a person is adequately punished. I have also been maintaining that RTA is a wonderful tool we have, but if it is sent, we should also inquire, and I have made this thing openly, not at this front, everywhere else, including UGC, Ministry, Vice President's Office, Presidential Building, VC's Conference, that we need to respect the person who gets information, but we also need to go to the depth that if a person has given false information, wrong information, he is publicly put things which are not in the right perspective, the fellow be punished, the fellow be hanged. We should not leave it at that. It should not be for the fun seekers to enjoy that. I was talking about, for example, a mail has come where all kinds of allegations have been put. Now it's not very difficult. I have the best friend of mine, you will all know by name, Pawan Dugal. I've never said that. He is a cyber expert. And any court where there is a problem, Pawan Dugal is the one who is called. So if I go to him, it is a poor reflection on my own system. That is it that you have a computer science department, you have a system manager, you have a full-fledged team with you. Are you not able to sort out this? It puts me in a very poor light if I go to outsiders. So when we tell our insiders that find out what is it, this is one of the purposes of such an MOU, that's why I'm giving you the details, that we should have every kind of a tool developed, it should be available to us, so that for the benefit of either you or us, either of us, we should be able to put to constructive use. It is not that today somebody gets up that I want to trouble X, I want to trouble Y, he shoots off a mail and then gets away with that. The moment we tell him that, look, we have the full X-ray, who did this and where this, it is possible. It's not an impossibility. So if that kind of affair is there, your society, your institution, your places will be a better place to stay on. People will work very fearlessly that okay, whatever we are doing is right. So one of the MOUs, one of the purposes of an MOU like this is to get to such routes also and to design constructive tools on the lines of what I mentioned, whereby we should be able to pinpointedly say, here is the person. In fact, time is going to be coming with the help of artificial intelligence. Days are not far off. I have seen these certain programs in a program called Gravitas that we see on our WION challenge, wherein they have said that through artificial intelligence there are going to be gadgets which are going to be there, wherein if you sit there for something like 20 minutes and they ask you to think about something, and through their own means they will be able to spell out what you were thinking, in which direction you are taking your thinking into. And the accuracy of that, of course, not very high, but it is 75%, up to 75%, which is sizable, let me tell you. With your sitting and in 20 minutes somebody telling you this is what you're thinking. So if somebody has an evil design, the times are going to be coming wherein if I am addressing and whatever you are designing in this room itself, that tool will be able to tell me that who is having funny designs in one mind and who is trying to be detrimental, whereby we will be able to discipline. We are in for good times, but then I want to caution you, we are in for bad times also. Because when somebody has a destructive idea, then Hitler is the limit, let me tell you. I will not give you anything else. So, how many Hitlers we are going to have in future shall determine how our society is going to be progressing hard. In what direction we are going to be. There are Hitlers. North Korea dictator is one. You know, his ideas are very strange when you look at it. So the purpose of an MOU like this is going to be to design the tools which will help the systems in academics as well as in research organization to counter certain evil designs. That's one. Second, for the smooth functioning in areas which are very critical, accounting, financing, rationalization of expenditure, all those can also be brought into this fold and one can streamline these. When I'm making this, I mean it, and these are possibilities. This is what I've been reading of late, and when you look at certain programs which are related to gadgets, you will come to know. There are cars these days where they are auto-driven. I have travelled in that car where there was no driver, and I sat for 6-7 hours and just followed. Something was coming ahead, it was slowing down automatically, we were chatting, and so these are not imaginary things. So this is what is there, and I will urge all my friends who are entering into this MOU to work, to devote their time for the most constructive use so that our places would become better places for work. The ambience will improve. That should be our endeavor. And I'm sure with the sincere hard work of the team that we are in, we'll be able to achieve our objective within the specified time that we have. Lastly, let me assure you that whatever best help we can render for the augmentation of research under this MOU, be it on our side or on your side, we will always be there to support you to the best of our ability. So I wish the MOU a grand success and hope that the biggest beneficiary of this MOU shall be our young researchers, young minds. With the help of the experienced ones, they'll be able to gain much better. They'll be able to design their research problems in areas which are the in thing, I'll say. And that's what we are hoping and looking forward to. So thank you very much. I wish all of you a wonderful grand success. Thank you very much.
Respected Vice Chancellor and Director and all the faculty members of our Computer Science Department and the all sets team and other department faculty members and the students. Good evening everyone. So we have been receiving so many requests from the Computer Science Department, as well as we are getting regularly from Ministry of Education to train the students for the cyber security. So they are sending the team also to start the new courses, and we are working on this also. Our national education policy is also giving a lot of opportunity for starting the new courses on this. So if you see the present scenario, the computer science related, the software related things are more and more into our field. So we cannot avoid, we cannot say we do not want any computer science related, software related this. So in this aspect, the cyber security is also very important. We are facing day to day many problems related to cyber security aspects. So in this aspect, this MOU definitely will be good, and our students also, they are asking and coming for the many programs, many courses in the Coursera and all the online platform. So this will be very useful for them. So I thank all the SETS team for coming forward, and the computer science department also to coming forward this signing MOU, I hope this will give us a very good platform for the students, and we produce good students to the society also, and our university will benefit more out of this. Thank you one and all the best for this MOU.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our Dean International Relations to please.
Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Director Studies, Registrar, representatives from SETs, faculty members, students. I'm very happy to know about this because not necessarily to be confined to computer center, but also we have seen in the social sciences where there is a curriculum where cyber security is also part of India's foreign policy. And it is invariably Ministry of External Affairs is also looking at cyber security, not only within the country, but also it is looking at how that could be seen outside, how the threats are coming from outside. So this is the way I look at, I have a personal interest, apart from being a Dean of International Relations, where we are also benefited in social sciences if we are going to take up some of these courses where our students also equally be benefited. So in total, the whole university, the students will be benefited, as Director Studies said. So I'm very happy to have this MOU with Pondicherry University. Thank you.
So I'm really honored to be the deliver the vote of thanks today. Rather than saying that we are at the end of this MOU signing ceremony, I would say that we are at the successful beginning of a collaborative research. As our Vice Chancellor sir has said that any MOU will have its meaning only if it is a dynamic actor, and we assure you, sir, that we will keep this MOU going forward with all the successful vibes, and we really carry it forward to our students, research scholars and faculty. So I take pleasure in thanking our Vice Chancellor. I'm really grateful to him because he has been very, very supportive in whatever demands that we make towards advancements of technology or signing of MOU or entering into new research collaborations or whatever we approach him, he is always very magnanimous enough to grant us everything that we ask for. So we are really very grateful to you, sir, for the support that you are extending. And the number of, the innumerable MOUs that have been signed under his tenure stands proof for this. So thank you very much, sir. And I would like to thank Dr. N. Subramanian, Executive Director, SETS, and his team for coming forward and having accepted to sign a MOU with our Pondicherry University. So we thank you, sir, because we know that today security is the predominant field that is marching forward, and every day whatever we read today is getting obsolete tomorrow. And in every walk of life we need security. As long as we human beings are civilized, we need security at every step. So that is what we have to learn. And not only that, and today being Women's Day, the theme of Women's Day is digital. That is innovation and technology for gender equality. So I should not be gender biased, but anyway, I am saying that most of the crimes that happen in today's society is because of the inappropriate way of using technology and the lack of security that is lacking today. So in that way, like teaching people how to use the digital gadgets in a most appropriate way is also a primary responsibility, and that I think that we can do it very responsibly with the help of SETS. As we know that they have promised us to, through this MOU, they are ready to give us experimental test beds and go for joint innovations and research projects, joint guidance for PhD scholars, and give internship for our students. We are really we can see that all these things will be happening in the near future, and we hope for the best. And thank you for the wonderful presentation that you have given, and you have highlighted what are the contributions of SETS to the nation, and definitely we take pride in joining hands with you to come forward with you and do our research in the best of our ability. So thank you very much, SETS team. And then I should thank our director and registrar for
being very approachable and helping us in all aspects for backing us up for this signing event. And our Dean Madam, without her ardent and incessant effort, this MOU signing wouldn't have happened, and we are very thankful to Professor Chitralekha for making this move and bringing the SETS team to our campus and making this successful. Thank you very much. And I thank all the deans of various departments, heads of departments, faculty members from the Department of Computer Science and other departments for sparing their precious time and to be with us and to grace this occasion. So this MOU is not only for Computer Science department, it is in general for the university, and whichever department is willing to take part in the security or national defense mechanism through a digital security. It's open to all and anybody can be part of it. So thank you so much for your presence. And I would like to thank our the administration, especially our DRs and ARs, for their support and guidance and whatever help they have rendered for signing this MOU. Thank you very much, one and all. And I thank the PRO, the media, and the CC for providing us donation and food. So if at all I have forgotten to thank anybody, it's not intentional. Thank you for giving me. I thank the computer center, especially Mr. Sundramohan and team for their support always. So thank you very much. Hope we have a very successful beginning and successful MOU signed. So thank you all. We'll make the best use of it. Thank you very much.